Rare earth metals are a group of 17 different elements that sit side by side on the periodic table. They are spread throughout the planet in reasonable amounts, like those of copper, zinc, and nickel. They are rare earth metals in the sense that you need to extract them through extensive purification processes to have a useful quantity and high levels of purity. China holds about one-third of the world's rare earth metal supply, but it accounts for about 97% of the available rare earth metals market. During the 1970s, China sold large quantities of rare earth metals at very low prices. Because it was so inexpensive, the rest of the world bought rare earth metals from China. This devastated suppliers from other countries. They shut down, so China's mines are the only ones left. Rare metals became so valuable because they are necessary for devices to function. For essential rare metals, there are finite resources. This, combined with upsurge of demand, often leads to upheaval of lives around the world. In a world where many countries are becoming first world nations, if not politically, then technologically, there will be increased competition to acquire tantalum and other high-demand rare metals. This creates what are called conflict minerals. These conflict minerals share similar parallels with oil because they are catalysts for many political and military conflicts now and in the future. Because of the high demand, the U.S., during the recent military actions in Afghanistan, sent geologists to estimate the available resources of rare metals there. Rare metals do many things. They are used to make the color red in liquid crystal TVs and monitors. They are used extensively in headphones, speakers, microphones, and hard drives. And some of the rarest metals on Earth are used regularly in the medical industry. Conflict minerals are a type of rare metals which are physically and chemically different from the rare earth metals that we have talked about so far. Even though they are different, rare metals and rare earth metals share similarities with mining, consumption, and uses. Conflict minerals consist of rare metals. The four most commonly mined are tin, tungsten, tantalum, and gold. Conflict minerals are sourced mostly from the Democratic Republic of Congo. In the 1800s and 1900s, the Democratic Republic of Congo was under Belgian control. In 1961, Belgium handed over control to Congolese people after several rebellions. These people were left to fend for themselves with little education and technology. In the past decade, this country has been ravaged by tribal wars to obtain tantalum, tungsten, and tin. This has caused over the deaths of 5 million people.
This brings us to our thesis that conflict minerals undergo changes in meaning in their geographic and circumstantial context, from mining locations to refinement factories to manufacturers and to consumers. We'll be looking at the example of tantalum. Tantalum is from the coltan ore, a corrosion-proof metal used to increase efficiency of capacitors. Tantalum does not occur naturally as a pure metal. It is mined as a primary product, but it is recovered as a byproduct from processing lithium and tin ores, and it's useful for its acoustic properties, which filters made with tantalum are put in smartphone handsets to increase audio clarity. Tantalum is mined largely in Central Africa. 80% of the tantalum reserve is in Africa, and 80% of that reserve is in the Congo. Tantalum mining funded rebel factions during the Second Congo War, the bloodiest war since World War II. There is still ongoing conflict that 45,000 people die from every month. One of the things fueling the conflict is a multi-million-dollar global minerals trade. Everyone in the region is aware of the demand of tantalum mining, and therefore, profit can be made. The locals can use the money earned to fund anything they want, even war. There are more than 30 tantalum processors in the global tantalum supply chain during the 2013-14 year. Prior to being used in electronics, tantalum was used for lamps. Now it is more commonly used for things like cell phones, hard drives, and hearing aids. Other chemical elements cannot be substituted for it without degrading the performance of electronic devices. In 2010, an email from an iPhone user prompted Apple to source conflict-free minerals. 2 years later, Apple announced use of only ethically sourced and independently verified tantalum in their products. The U.S. government also intervened when the president signed the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act. Section 1502 requires publicly traded companies to ensure that the raw materials they use to make their products are not tied to the conflict in the Congo.
As you can see, conflict minerals undergo changes in meaning in their geographic and circumstantial context, from mining locations to refinement factories to manufacturers and to consumers. As a conflict mineral, tantalum underwent a huge change in meaning. Its worth skyrocketed when it became an essential metal for common electronics. The exploitation of its worth is evident in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, when different rebel groups fought for control of the mines. In the mining process, tantalum carries a meaning of a way of survival and danger. This meaning is lost when tantalum passes through the refinement, manufacture, and consumers processes. In the refinement stage, tantalum signifies profit because of its high value and demand. In the manufacturing processes, tantalum is seen as useful and irreplaceable because of its unique properties. The exportation of minerals in the Congo to big companies and their usage by consumers signifies the lack of understanding of first world countries. Tantalum's production from its natural location is tedious and carries the conscious weight. Tantalum's meaning has been dwindled down to just being another component of a smartphone or other electronic, so much so that consumers of items with tantalum often do not know of its presence, nor do they understand the human cost behind it.